we have got one of the most talented, best wide receivers in this entire league, on this entire continent. The man himself, Louis Geyer, is joining the show. Geyer, what is up, man?
What's up? I'm good. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much for joining us on the show. Obviously, Stuttgart
Pleasure.
Surge bye week this week. First of all, just real quick, how's the bye week going, man?
It's going good. Like, we have regular practice. We take no foot off the gas. Trying to get back to 100%. Obviously, we enjoy that we don't have a game this weekend, which is good for the body. But we don't take any breaks. We're going full focus on next weekend.
Hell yeah, man. So Matt and I will kind of like go back and forth on asking you questions here. My first one that I want to talk about is this is your second year playing with Riley, your quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in this league. Can you talk a little bit about your football relationship with Riley? And obviously, you guys are having so much success. And how is that connection with Riley Hennessy?
It's amazing. He does so much off the field, like just about speaking what he wants on the field. So it's so much easier when we step on the field. Like, okay, he said maybe get a little more inside push, and then I do it, and it's things just started clicking from the first day I met him on the field, and he's just such a cool guy, and it helps me a lot to and the whole offense to reach its full potential. And he's the mastermind with Jordan behind it. So it's amazing.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
Nice. I got one as well. I've often to refer to you as like a pioneer and a prospect at the same time. So you're in your early 20s, but yeah, you've been in the league for like 4 years, right? You've been from the start, Surge, Cologne, back to the Surge. This year, we've seen probably the best group of like cornerbacks coming into the league that we've ever seen. But I was also interested, the last few years, who would you say is some of the best guys over your period of time in the ELF you've had to play that position?
On corner, I mean, this year, like my whole ELF career.
I'd say every year because you've seen every single crop of recruits coming in. So I think it'll be good to have every year.
Um, just speaking about Americans, I got to put Mitch Fettig up there, who's, in my opinion, the best DB. With Raheem Wilson, who kind of came in. Good for us because he's done an unbelievable job coming in late and helping us win games. I think one of my best DBs I ever faced was Omari in his first season with the Frankfurt Galaxy. He played corner that year. And after the game, I just sent him a message. I was like, you got to tell me some things I need to improve. And we texted back and forth. So he's definitely on the list. And I think Jamalcolm Liggins, Frankfurt Galaxy, he is one of the top guys. Unbelievable corner. Played against him when he was with the Raiders. I was with the Cologne Centurions. Just lengthy guy. You think you had him, but then like a big arm comes up and swats the ball away. Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah.
There we go. There's a lot of talent in this league, and it's pretty cool to see you going up against. You're playing against talented guys and still balling out. So way to go, Lewis. We got a question from the chat. ELFpedia says, question for Lewis: how did you feel about Devin Taylor's coverage in the legendary game against the Raiders? It was unusual to be taken out of a game like that, wasn't it?
Whoa. Good question.
Wow. Good. Okay, ELFpedia.
Obviously an unbelievable player. We said it before the game even started, like he's a really, really good corner. And we thought that he would probably go with DJ, but he ended up traveling me, which was obviously new for me, but I was like, okay, perfect. So I got the one-on-one matchup with the best guy. So I felt a little bit of pride in that, but
yeah.
Obviously the thing about our offense is we don't have like, okay, we want to give this guy the ball. Like our offense is just, okay, who's open? The guy who's open will get the ball. And that's just our style of offense, the way we handle things. So it wasn't a game where I was heavily targeted, but that's just part of the game, and that made other guys get open. Peach had 2 touchdowns. Yannick obviously balls out, and DJ as well. So if I'm a decoy route for somebody to get open, that's who I am, and I was fine with it. Obviously, you have like your little personal thing of catching a ball at least once a game, so that's it. But there are games like that, and obviously, I wish I could help the team a little bit more in that specific game. But yeah, got to give it to Taylor. He's a great corner.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing, and that's what ELFpedia in the chat says. Like, it's pretty damn crazy, pretty rare to put your American import DB on a homegrown wide receiver. I mean, like, that's a big sign. That's a sign of big respect, man, of your game. And it's pretty cool to see that. And that's you've earned that status, man. You've earned that getting covered by the American DB.
That's what I'm striving for. I want to play against the best, and if the best DB lines up against me, I'm giving his best shot. So
absolutely, bro. And kind of staying on that in your game, how do you feel like you've developed as a wide receiver, like a jump you made from last year to this year? Obviously, you had great success last year, but it's even, I feel like, another big step this year. What is your analysis of your game?
I think I talked to Riley about this a lot, and I think this year was just not how to get open, but when to get open. And we talked about this. Riley said it also in one of the podcasts, but it was when to get open. I think certain people or wide receivers think, okay, I need to know how to get open, but just like when you see a 101, okay, how to get open. But if it's a game situation and you have like different zones, different holes where you need to get in, there's more important aspect about like when do you need to be open. And I think the jump from last year to this year, I made it like a important aspect to my game. Like, when do I need to be open? I think that helped me getting a lot more targets or receptions this year and helping the team. And obviously having a guy like DJ Stewart the whole offseason with you and having him the whole offseason to practice, releases, routes. I just try to copy every move he makes and try to take some things of his game into my game. And yeah, it was a great offseason for me, and need to get better.
That's cool, man. That's interesting. That is an interesting one. I like that. That's a great answer. When to get open, like understanding that level of the game is really, really, that's awesome, man. Matt, you got a question?
Absolutely. It kind of transitioned well, because I was going to say, like, you played with a lot of great American receivers. I mean, this year you got DJ, you got Hazleton. Which one of those, or all of the Americans you played with, you been able to adapt part of their game into your game and make yourself better from their teaching?
I think my first big mentor was Quentin Pounds when I was with Cologne. And he gave me like the first big step up of a mindset. I asked him, like, how do you attack a one-on-one? How do you attack? I need to get back in center. Yeah, no. So how do you attack if a great DB comes up to you and like, okay, I'm going to press you. And it was just his mindset of, you can cover me. You can, like, attacking the play with a mindset, okay, I'm going to give you the best shot I can, which helped me a lot to grow, playing against those kind of DBs. Obviously, that was my first receiver I could work with. Told me a lot of different moves on the line, so that was amazing. And then obviously you have DJ, who for me is still the best American wide receiver in the league. Just the way he runs routes, it's just poetry. It's just art. There's not like you can teach it. It just happens. It just looks so natural. And I try to be natural as well, like that. We talk about different moves, different releases. So that was a big part for me, just becoming natural at doing these types of routes and releases. And I think from last year to this year, I made a big jump in that category.
Absolutely, man. Kind of sticking also with on your relationship with Quentin Pounds and having a little bit of mentorship there with American wide receivers. Now you're kind of in a position where people are looking up to you, young wide receivers looking up to you. What, Geyer, is your advice for young wide receivers, both physically, but also mentally, because I know you're very in tune with the mental aspect of the football game. Obviously the X's and O's, but the breath work stuff and the visualizing and stuff like this. So kind of what's your advice to a young wide receiver trying to come up and be the next Lewis Geyer?
It's simple. It's always easy to say, but it's a simple metaphor. It's just be 1% better than you were yesterday. It started way back in U19. That was our motto, but just attacking the day like got to be better than yesterday, and even or striving to be better than yesterday. And I think just for me, I got really lucky to got into the ELFL early and had so many new things coming right at me at that young age, so I can adapt real quick. And I think that's the biggest thing for young players. Just experience new stuff, experience new competition, go to camps, go to work out with new players, or I was messaging after my first year in the ELF, I had every American DB I played against. I wrote a DM thing saying, "Hey, great game. How can I improve? What was your indicator for you on that route that I got?" So just being obsessed with the process of getting better. I think that's the biggest part, and loving what you do. I think that's the biggest part. Yeah.
Damn. I love that, man. I love that you DM'd the DBs after you played them, asking what can I do to get better?
It's tough if they lock you up, but you'll get better from it.
Yeah, man. And then you get better 1% every day. There you go. Matt, what you got?
I got you were one of the older of the golden generation of receivers. We got you, we got Torre, we got Spiller, we got JFC, we got all these amazing crop of European receivers that are coming through the next couple of years. And my one too is there any guys maybe in the rookie seasons of this year, or do you've seen in Germany coming up through in the next couple of seasons you think could make an equally big impact that you've made on this league?
There's one guy who sadly got injured this year. He comes from the Rhine Fire, Brian Winter. He was with the NFL Academy. I don't know him personally, but obviously because I know a lot of guys from Cologne and that area, and they just are in awe of that guy. I think he turned 19 or even younger, and he is balling. He caught a touchdown this year. Sadly, like I said, got injured, but I think sky's the limit for him, and we will see a lot of him the next coming years. I'm sure of that.
Oh, that's good. All right. It's bye week right now. Looking forward to next week, semifinal. Got either Madrid or Rhine Fire, excuse me. Who would you like to play? I know the answer, but I want to hear
it. Obviously, I know what the people want to see, and I'm not afraid to give the people what they want to see. But I want to just focus on our game. Obviously, we are scouting a lot and are in the meetings, in the meeting room every day, or on huddle on the computer. But I think people have a tendency of who will win that game, but it's the playoffs and you never know what will happen. So I will be ready for whoever steps into our house, and that's going to be the matchup.
There we go. Love that, man. He's a real professional. He knows how to answer the tough questions there. Matt, what else you got?
NBA 2K. It's always the NBA 2K answer.
You know it, Geyer. Matt, what do you got?
My last one is when you're going through these tape, watching these DBs, watching your receivers, what's part of your process that you go through when writing tape? I always think that's quite a fascinating thing to ask people is just what are you writing down, what you see, and are you taking notes on everything? You tracking routes from other receivers you're playing against? You just focus on DBs? You focus on safeties, corners, linebackers? What kind of stuff are you notarizing and taking note of during that pre-game process?
Mm-hmm. When I look at DBs, I often look how they line up when they go press or soft press. I think that's a big part of me going into that game. Just from the line, how do I need to attack a certain DB? Which arm are they shooting at the line? if he's playing off, okay, if he's playing outside, inside, cover 2, stuff like that. If I'm looking at like certain plays we want to run for that game, I look at games where they had like a certain route combo we want to copy, or like a similar route concept, and look at linebackers, look at certain windows, A1 players, A2 players, just the different holes and how late or how fast they get into the zones. So I can be when I'm running the route, I know where I need to be, where different guys are. So yeah, that makes it easier for yourself, for your quarterback, and for the team.
There we go. Yeah, you're getting called in the chat. You're getting called the vanilla CD Lamb from Alex Malchow. All right, so just that's what we're gonna leave you with that image. That's what we got for you. All right, man.
Love
Lewis,
it.
man, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
It was
Always
my
love
pleasure.
talking to you, brother.
My pleasure.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
man, thank you.
I'll see you next weekend. Get some content together. All right.
Get some content.
Play
You
some
know
football.
it.
Get some content, just like we do. All right, Lewis. Thanks so much, man.
Go, sir.
See ya. Louis Geyer. What a guy. No pun intended. He's awesome, man. Obviously such a baller, one of the best players in the league. But I talked about like, if there was a football game, an EA football game for the ELF right now, it would be like on the cover would be Glenn Tunga, but like next year on the cover, it might be Louis Geyer.
Yeah.
Representing the league of a European football player. So that was dope, man.